Okay, thank you so much for sending this in. And like the first thing I want to say, which is what I want to say to you, but also the first step I would take if this were me, is I'm sorry. I am sorry. And this sucks. And in the same way I'm saying this to you, you can say this to yourself. You can take a moment and be like, this sucks. And I would name the emotion and I would notice where I feel it in my body. Is it like a sinking in my stomach? Is it like tears, you know? So taking a moment to acknowledge that what you're feeling is like both okay and so real, and that you're disappointed is step one. Step two, whenever I don't get what I want, I say this to myself. What's meant for me will never miss me, and what misses me is never meant for me. And as someone who faces a ton of rejection, I have my own business. I apply to speak at conferences hundreds a year, and I do not speak at hundreds a year. I speak at enough that I sustain my business. I was able to buy a home in Canmore. I'm so lucky. And I get rejected way more than I get a yes. And so it is a bit of a muscle, honestly. And the other thing I would say to myself is, remember when you got those things that you thought you wanted and they weren't all they were cracked up to be? Because in our head, we often say like, I want this thing and it's going to be perfect and life is going to be so great and I'm going to be stress-free when I get it. And when we don't get it, we can let that story live on in our mind. But what's actually true is nothing is perfect. If this would have turned out, you would have learned those things. And you can actually like take situations from your past and be like, when did I get the thing I thought I wanted and it wasn't all it's cracked up to be? And the flip side too, like when have I not gotten the thing that I wanted in the past and actually that turned out to be better? There's usually just information we don't have yet that we don't know. And so I remind myself of that, like this isn't gonna be the perfect thing. And in my head, it was like, I'm gonna get this and everything's gonna be perfect and I'm gonna have no stress and everything's gonna be good. And that's never true. Even when we get the things we want, like there are still challenges in life. There are still stressors and difficulties. They're just new ones. So reminding ourselves that that thing we wanted was not going to like be a perpetual source of happiness ever, no matter what, can be helpful. Thank you so much for sending this in. And if you want my thoughts as I put my lip gloss on, if you want my thoughts on something that is stressing you out at work, comment below and I will make this same video for you. How does a mindfulness teacher deal with these stressors?